Hi, my name is Sandra and I will be introducing Artifact 121. This is axe number 121. It is from the Dongsun culture and is about 2,200 years old. It has a yellow color, which means it was in rivers or other situations where they were submerged with fast-moving fresh water. It is tangible since it is an object and not an idea. It is unsure if the axe was a weapon or a tool. There are two ways that it could have been handled: a wooden handle that was bent at 90 degrees, or two pieces of wood put together to form a cross. The motion was either straight ahead or side to side. This is a picture of an axe with a wooden handle that was bent at 90 degrees. There are two methods that the bronze part of the axe could have been made. The second one is more common than the first one. There are two ways that the puddle casting can be made. The puddle casting methods use a mold that is made with sand or wet clay. The molten bronze is poured in and form the shape. In the first way, the mold can only be used once after it was broken to get the final product. In the second way, the mold parts were made into many pieces so that it would be easier to take apart and you can reuse the mold. The lost wax method uses wax and clay. The wax is made into a replica of an object with extra wax tubes added for the entrance of the bronze and exit for the wax. Then, clay would cover up the object. Heat is applied to melt all of the wax out. Then molten bronze is poured into the mold through the entrance. The bronze formed the shape and the tubes. After the bronze hardened, they would break the clay and the bronze object would be polished. This comes from the Dongsun civilization, which is considered the founding society of the Vietnamese people. They are also known as the Lac Viet, who are considered to be the ancestors of the modern Vietnamese. This is a picture of the modern Vietnamese people. The Dongsun civilization is located in the northern part of Vietnam, between the Hong, Ma, and Ca rivers in the deltas. The Dongsun period is named after a town in Ham Dong, Thanh Hoa City, where the first artifacts were found. In the present day, Dongsun is situated right next to the Nam Ma River. The area has many trees that make the place look very green. Houses there mostly have red roofs. There are many beautiful historic buildings there and around the area. Fact number 1. Dongsun people were skilled at farming and hunting for fish. They were also skilled in bronze casting, as seen in this artifact and the Dongsun drums. Fact number 2. In communities such as Ko La, there is some evidence of social levels in the house sizes and the artifacts that were buried in each house. Fact number 3. The culture is best known for its Dongsun drums. There are giant ceremonial bronze drums that are decorated with patterns such as pictures of soldiers and weapons. The Dongsun period lasted from 400 BC to 100 AD. The period was followed by the Han Viet period. The Dongsun were culturally diffused by the Chinese, such as changing their shapes of bronze casting. These objects could be considered multicultural because they take ideas of different cultures and put it into one object. This is a picture of how the Han Viet language looks right now and the translations. Cultures depend on time because a present-day culture will have more knowledge compared to a culture that happened in the 6th century. It depends on place because different places will have different characteristics that would impact the culture. They also depend on space because, for example, the weather could affect how they live and what they do. This artifact connects to Artifact 14, large rice cutters. They connect because it shows the differences over time. The axe uses bronze and the rice cutter uses iron. This is because iron is more common than bronze, which is why the Thai people decided to use iron rather than bronze. Also, both artifacts are or could be used as tools, and they have wooden handles for gripping. The Dongsun culture is my identity, since the Dongsuns are ancestors of the King people. We are similar because, for example, we both have rituals to celebrate the dead. In the past, they would place objects with the dead to communicate with them. In the present, we use incense to communicate with the dead, such as saying what you wish for or what you remember about them. It is a tradition that happens every year. The axe tells us the history of Dongsun culture, such as the customs of bronze making and what is the use of axes. The axe cannot tell us things that are unrelated to it. The axe is also missing some details, such as if it were a tool, what would it chop? At the top, These are some websites and documents that you can look at to learn more about this artifact and the Dongsun culture. At the bottom, these are the citations of the websites that I used to create my video. These are the citations for the images that I used for my presentation. Thank you